Hey Sarah, how's it going? Sorry if my microphone's picking up some fan noise. It's unusually warm today, and by unusually warm I mean it's about the normal level of warm, and for this time of year, but everyone in the UK is contractually obliged to pretend to be surprised. Hey Anne, hope you're ready for the weekend. Hey Invisible Girl, how are things going today? Oh, thanks for the retweet, Sarah. Alright, someone just handle shoutouts while I'm busy shilling my stream on Discord. Yes, I remember what programs are called, or apps as the kids call them these days. Well, I too am tired from work, but I'm that sort of tired when you feel full of energy. You know, the bad kind of tired, but the productive kind of tired as well. Also, low-key hyped that I'm testing some new body paint. Well, more about that when I've got the camera up. I haven't actually seen it on how it looks on webcam, so it'll be interesting. Invisible, was the cosplay bundle you linked me worth it? Yeah, well, I've skimmed some of the books and they're okay. I mean, for like 15 quid, it's decent enough. A decent enough collection. A few of the books aren't great, but some of them are like the Foamsmith books, which are written by the Punish Props YouTube channel people, which are generally quite useful. Some of them aren't. Some of them are quite good content-wise, but badly formatted. But yeah, overall, I'd say useful stuff. Tormenting Nick on Twitter with references he doesn't get. Side note, pirates are gay, it's just science. I mean, like, remember the old Pirates versus Ninjas meme? Well, it turns out the answer is, why'd they fight? They love each other. Hey, Alkia. You have the cat emoji. Anywho, that's enough link spamming. So, just switch the webcam on. So, yep, I've painted my stripe. It looks kind of similar to what I've been doing before. Okay, switch to streaming view. Yeah, it looks quite similar to what I've been doing before. But, oh, sorry, hit my mic there. I've basically got some better quality body paint. Obviously it doesn't make too much difference when you're just doing a stripe, but definitely feels a lot nicer when you're mixing up with a brush and all that. Alkia, what is the stripe for? I've basically just preemptively put on a stripe for D&D later today. I'll say the high-vis barium stuff I was using before, it's definitely brighter. In fact, I might even use it for highlighting when I do a full face of body paint. Okay, hopefully you can all see the game. Excellent. Yeah, so slightly weird thing about these headphones compared to my last pair. They always seem to connect at like 52 volume. No less, how's it going? Okay, so to reiterate, Mayor's apparently trapped in an underground room in a mysterious temple with a lock on it, and tragically Lara Croft's not available. So let's see where this goes. Are you kidding me? It couldn't be more obvious. It says Mayor.
Yeah, and before you ask, it's written in blood.
You'll answer all our questions now, Scruffy, without exception. Sarah, you're semi-lurking because it's late, but you're here. And thank you, I'm quite happy with how this stripe looks.
Yes, sir.
Okay, anything else to see around here? I basically had to stop suddenly last stream because my voice was going. I'm a lot better rested, and obviously I wasn't streaming Dial Town yesterday, so hopefully I should hold out for a bit longer. Nihilus, not gonna lie, but for some reason you thought I was changing my Tiefling game to a full spray tan look. You hadn't considered maybe I was just out of paint. Ah well, I've still got plenty of paint left that I was using before. I've just got some better paint. Also, must you compare granted to a bad spray tan look?
So, how's the Inner Temple investigation going? We have the best forensic team in the world work in the place.
Forensic team? And what was the outcome of this scientific study?
Nothing. Scientifically speaking, the place is clean as a whistle.
That's simply not good enough, Scruffy. Do you think I'll let you get away with that? No less just an upgrade, or if you should have said Starfire or something.
Uh-oh. Well, there were a couple of things that bothered me when I first got here, sir.
I'll be honest, I don't know comics that well, so I don't know much about her, even the animated version. That stone lantern and the surrounding area that's not covered in snow, correct?
They look kind of fishy to me, you know, scientifically speaking. So I got the lab boys to look them over. The results were... It's kind of hard to say, actually.
I guess I better look into them myself. Poor Phoenix. About Mia?
Oh, did Mr. Goddo tell you yet?
Yes, we heard.
He's got a search party out looking for her, but there's nowhere else she could have disappeared to on this side of Dusky Bridge.
Nerlis, Starfire has tiefling vibes, you suppose? She does briefly have a horn at one point, if you recall correctly. Ah, interesting.
All we can do is wait for Mr. Edgeworth to get here, pal.
Although, ironically, I understand one of her teammates is basically a tiefling.
Edgeworth? He's escorting Iris, the defendant, over here.
We'll have to wait, since she's the only one who can open the door to Sacred Cavern.
Oh, I think Mr. Edgeworth wants to talk to you about something too, pal.
I wonder what that is. I hope this isn't another talk about our relationship.
Just don't be expecting any good news when you talk to him. When I spoke to him, Mr. Edgeworth sounded so down, I felt like I was drowning.
Sounds pleasant. Okay, I know this literally means writing in blood, but it just feels like bloody writing. No less Raven. There's the most tiefling name imaginable. Mayor, so these letters are written in blood?
Yeah. What's worse is it's the victim's blood.
This is Mr. Nim's blood?
We haven't done a detailed analysis yet, but it's looking that way, pal.
Most interesting. Phoenix right. I presume you know, don't you? My mayor's name is written upside down.
You know what? That's really bothering me too. Well, I just came up with the answer. The result of my own special gumshoe investigation.
Really? Do tell. Nolus, in your opinion, Starfire is pretty tiefling? Has fire in it? Yeah, that is pretty tiefling.
Well, on the night of the murder.
Although I get the impression it's more like solar energy fire, so that's more celestial, isn't it? Oh my god. A Starfire and Raven, basically a celestial and a tiefling.
That stone lantern was upside down.
Anyway, there's really only one logical explanation to this mystery. Miss Elise Denim wrote these letters herself, in her own blood. I think this has come up before, hasn't it? You must be joking. That's impossible.
From the writing in the victim's blood, and the other clues left behind, it seems pretty likely that this garden was the scene of Miss Elise Donim's murder. At least that's our current theory on how the events took place, pal. What?
True crime scene. We've unlocked the true ending. Pun unintentional there. But I guess the true crime scene is the true ending.
So Mr. Nim was killed here? Oh, you want to look at it? That's what people are saying now. Then, what Sister Bikini saw in the courtyard at the main temple was... Well, what was it? If that wasn't the scene of the crime, what did she see?
No less, Starfire being an alien may be closer to aberration. You don't think Starfire has anything divine or semi-pseudo-divine going on? Yeah, I mean, sort of like the sun, solar energy, it's kind of sort of divine. I mean, there's a reason why Superman gets compared to a Jesus figure.
What do you think, Miss Von Karma?
Surely, a special gumshoe investigation would reveal the answer. No?
Well, wait a sec. The bloody writing and all the other clues here. Someone could have easily set all that up after the murder, right?
No less. If you wanted to use troll logic, you could say that Starfire shoots lasers. Lasers equal radiant. Radiant equals holy. That's true. I mean, to be fair, if in the DM's guide, if you look at the basically there is a section on weapons that don't really exist in D&D settings, and there is firearms and like science fiction-y weapons, and laser beams do actually deal radiant damage. Invisible. Lasers make holes, so they're holy. Yeah, that's just science.
Someone could have easily set all that up after the murder, right? Sorry, but that's not an option, pal. Why not?
How quickly you forget. Phoenix Wright. Ever since the incident occurred, this place has been completely inaccessible. Because Dusky Bridge was completely burnt out. Yeah, poor Dusky Bridge was just overworked to the point of exhaustion. Let your bridges have holidays, people.
I was overseeing repairs to the bridge the whole time.
Okay, fair enough, he didn't actually repair it himself. Sadly. No less, what Starfire shoots is probably plasma or some kind. I mean, plasma is basically just fire. Well, actually, fire is basically a form of plasma. So drop that one down. No less, lasers should just deal lots of piercing or maybe magical piercing on account of how strong they are. No less, and the bridge's grades were good, so good in school too. I know, right? Invisible, except tall bridges. I can word. Yeah, tall bridges are literally capitalism.
No one came over here before me and my men.
Good use of a quote there, no less. Words are a scam to make you talk.
Which means no one could have planted all this stuff here, pal.
I can't think of a counter-argument to that.
I knew it. I should have washed the blood off the lantern as soon as I got here.
If this really was the scene of the crime, then I need to figure out exactly what it was that Bikini actually saw. A hologram? Hey look, it's my attorney's badge.
Good one, pal. You're always good for a laugh with your little badge. A real man has a police badge.
Hey Taras. Yep, it's finally the weekend. Welcome to the weekend, people. Unless of course you like me and you work retail over the weekends, but nevertheless, yay. I mean, the sun's out, so we have that weekend energy. Yep, ACAB indeed, Alkia. After your first week at your new job, you need a holiday. That's fair. How's your new job going anyway?
Hey, that looks good. Is it a cough drop?
No less, a real man lives off ramen and whippings from his boss. Well, if that's what you're into.
I tell you, pal, I've had a sore throat all day.
No, that's my maggot hammer. You can't eat it.
Oh,
At least it didn't just put stuff in his mouth first and ask questions later anymore. Wait, what? No less, Magatama can confirm for forbidden snack. Terrace, nothing bad happened, it's just the small things that annoy you. Yeah, I get that. I mean, obviously I work retail, so I really get that, but...
what about this, Detective Gumshoe? Any thoughts? Yeah, well... it's pretty chilly today, huh? My brain doesn't work properly in the cold.
Perhaps we'll just have to wait until summer, when it's warmer.
Oh no, my brain doesn't work properly in the heat. I'm kinda weak in the head.
There are some things you shouldn't advertise, Gumshoe. Especially in front of her. Iris Spring? No self-objection shouldn't be a redemption. It should be the default. Oh yeah, Iris is just talking about my brand shiny new points redemption option there. In which I'm not allowed to self-defame. Well, Iris, it's easier for me to do it in small doses. Okay. Do. Notice you love the title of it. What was the title of it again? It's been a while since I set it up.
She sure was a mysterious person. Her real name, her past, it's all a complete mystery.
Still, it strikes me as odd. Why would someone who wishes to remain anonymous become an author?
You know, what probably happened? I bet she didn't know her books were going to be such a success. That's what I think.
Oh, no objections, lady. Yeah, I'm quite proud of that one.
You was Miss Elise Dunham's apprentice, or so I heard.
Well, I suppose you could call him that.
The guy drew a portrait of me, you know.
Well, lucky you, I suppose.
Yeah, well, I have to pay him 50 cents for it.
That's pretty awful.
You aren't really enthused about this guy either, huh?
Well, he made a mockery of the court today. And I'm almost sure he did it on purpose, too. Yep, it's Larry Butso, almost certainly. Tell us more about your scary but attractive boss, please.
Wow, what a beauty, huh?
Ah! What was that long pause for, Scruffy?
That's a real nice brooch she's got too. Ah!
Gumshoe needs to learn how to give compliments faster than Franziska gives lashes.
I haven't seen Mr. Edgeworth for about a year. Talk about a long time.
Do you know why he moved overseas?
No. Probably to look cool.
You know, that actually tracks.
Huh? There's a lot of ways attached to doing research overseas, you know. Once I've done my stint in Paris, you'll have to call me Monsieur Gomcho, sir.
Or should that be pronounced Jumcho, sir?
People really don't get Edgeworth, do they?
Not like you do. It's his own fault for not explaining anything about himself. Oh, he studies foreign judicial systems now. Okay, let's move them. Nothing new here. Nothing new here. Nothing new at the suspension bridge. Here we are. February the 9th. Hazakura Temple. Main gate. It seems that you have a visitor. Mr. Wright.
Iris, I'm really glad to see you.
Goddo managed to mobilise the police by claiming a state of emergency.
Wait, what?
He'd just do that. Not him again.
Never mind him. We've got to hurry. Wait, never mind him. We've got to hurry and unlock the secret cavern.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. It's my fault that someone so important to you is locked in there. Iris, you're glad that you are. I'm glad to see you. Yeah, this is getting confusing. I mean, I'm streaming a game about Iris and Nick here, and then at like 7:30 I'm going to be streaming a game with Iris and Nick. Kia, damn the judiciary system meddling with the powers of the executive that have to be validated by the legislative. Yeah, but this is the totally real setting of Japanifornia, or whatever you want to call it. Nulus, Goddo hit, get off your Oris and do something useful button. The Japanifornian PD just has one of those. Yep, the totally real... No, invisible. This is the totally real Japanese looking shrine in the mountains of the great state of California. Iris, not you today. Water heater broke, flooded your hallway. Got to deal with that nonsense. Okay, that sucks. Sorry you won't be there. It's San Francisco, the city in Japanifornia. Of course. Just like the famous song, Viva Japanifornication. Kia, you remember once playing a game that had to pull the same carp? Yeah, it's sort of like a 90s dub thing where they take very blatantly Japanese animes and try their best to make them look like they were produced in America. It's why the cast of Digimon have those weird mutant names. Mr. Edgeworth, can we finish our conversation later? Oh, yep, and the infamous jelly donuts in Pokemon. The second most iconic line Brock has ever spoken in the anime. Nolas googled. California does surprisingly have mountains in it. The Sierra Nevada. Yeah, that's true. Is that the one that's called the Rockies, or is that a different one? Because, you know, the Rockies has got to be the most American name for a mountain range. Alright. Let's hurry to the Illa Temple then. I'll see you later, right? Ah, the Rockies are somewhere else. Fair enough. I'll be honest. I mean, I know there's jokes about Americans and geography, but it pales in comparison to what Britons are like with geography, and it's my weak point. Literally, the only thing I remember from geography was my geography teacher, Mr. Soden, making a joke about the Rockies being a very American name for a range of mountains. Kia, Nevada just means snowy in Spanish. Sierra Nevada just means snowy mountain. Not mountain in the state of Nevada. Oh, so the entire state of Nevada is just literally snowy. I always thought Nevada was like a hot place. Wait, Edgeworth. I'm coming with you guys. Nolas, both names track. Fair enough. Oh, they pass through Canada too. That's a pretty big mountain range. Sorry, right. I can't allow you to come with us. What? I hate to be the one to break it to you, but Mayor Fay is in a rather delicate position. What do you mean by a delicate position? Iris, the Sierra Nevada is not part of the Rocky Mountains. I am thinking of the Sierra Madre. Ah. Jan, so how neve means snow in Italian? Oh yeah, must have some... oh yeah, because obviously Spanish and Italian are both Romance languages. So it probably comes from the Latin word for snow, whatever that is. Quick, someone look up the Latin word for snow. We need to get in on this. This isn't simply a rescue operation, right? It's also an investigation. That being the case, we can't allow members of the public to interfere. Come on, Edgeworth. If anything happens, you'll be the first to know. Please understand, right? It's Nix. Yeah, I didn't think X was really a letter in Spanish, in Latin. But it's Mayor. Mr. Wright. All that matters is Mystic Mayor is rescued, correct? Aye. Listen to the voice of reason for a change, Phoenix Wright. From now on, consider anything beyond Dusky Bridge to be off limits. Kia, really? Pax Romana? Oh yeah, that's true. Maybe I was thinking of Greek. No, it's used in Greek as well. Maybe it's just Romanized Greek. Well, it must be Romanized Greek, because Greek has its own alphabet. Kia, Nix is the singular. The plural in Latin is, from which Neve comes from, is Nivis. Wait, is that Nevis? I keep forgetting how to pronounce Latin. Wait, the plural in Latin? I thought snow, isn't snow usually, what's the word for it? Like a noun, but it's like a noun for a bunch of stuff instead of a discrete amount. No less like in the event of snowing or a snowball. Yeah, that's true. We'll be going now. Excuse us. Ah! This is no time to be standing around, Phoenix Wright. Aren't there other things that demand your attention? She's right. Thanks for reminding me.
I guess that's how she gets away with whipping people. Okay, there's only one place I can go now. February the 9th, Hazakura Temple, main hall. Sister Bikini looks like she's shrunk some since last I saw her. Don't be so rude, Phoenix Wright. What's wrong, Sister Bikini? My. Hello, you two. How are you doing? From the sound of that sigh, I guess she's still pretty down. Erlis, Neve is still Spanish for snow. You thought it was something else like New or something. That's Nuova. Oh, Nuovo. Oh yeah, because Spanish has gendered nouns and multiple forms for the adjectives. Just like Latin. Of course, like most Romance languages, it's deprecated the neuter. And 9 is Nuev, you think? Fair enough. Iris was just here, you know. She was accompanied by that handsome crimson-clad prince. Is she talking about Edgeworth? Hands off, he's spoken for. It was just a courtesy call. I wasn't allowed to talk with her at all. Oh dear, it's all my fault that this has happened. Poor Iris. She was worried about my back, would you believe? What have I done to her? Iris, you were just here and you are here. Only what you had to do, sister. You bravely and truthfully testified about what you saw. There's no shame in that. And we'll see to it that your testimony wasn't made in vain. Well, I don't hear anyone else saying that. Mr. Bluesuits doesn't seem to share your opinion, I see. Huh? Me? Claire. Oh yes, you did great, Sister Bikini. Absolutely spectacular. Kia, you are into wearing a suit though. Notice it's pronounced Nuev. You don't know much, but you know I owe to more than somebody. Nolis, Gumshoe. I'm paralysed. Gumshoe went with Edgeworth, I think. You two are the only ones who've said that to me. How many other people have you interacted with? I can't shake the feeling that I just became a shill to a shrew. Wow, Phoenix. Do you have a problem, Phoenix Wright? Sure, she was brave to testify so truthfully like that. But I know she's still hiding something. I guess it's time to break those cyclocks of hers. No less you should start paying attention to the game. I mean, bored of you to assume I am. Okay, I guess that's hinting we have all the evidence we need. Let's do this. Elise Donem. Sister Bikini, the truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. I'm convinced that Miss Elise Donem had a special significance to this temple. As to why she had a special significance, I believe it was to do with her true identity. What on earth are you talking about? She was... Mystic Elise was just an author. Just an author of picture books. Wouldn't that make her an illustrator as well? To be honest, I had my suspicions almost immediately after I met her. Suspicions? Yes. But I didn't have any evidence to support my theory, though. But now I do. This piece of evidence proves Miss Stoneham's true identity. Okay, that's pretty conclusive. Here, the pronunciation of noob is noob. I'll be honest, I don't know how to pronounce that last bit. I really should look up RPA. And also IPA. I could do with a good IPA, just to help me learn IPA. No less. Oh, it's new V. There's no. Oh. Navi. Navi? Navi? Is that right? Navi? Hey up, Navi. There's no new. Kia, Nolis, are you really effing disputing your knowledge of your own effing language? I think Nolis was just trying to transcribe it in a way I could read better. Kia, not correcting you. I am a simple English and I do not know how to pronounce your fancy Romance syllables.
Take that!
Mr. Nim had this charm with her at all times. Where did you... This isn't some cheap good luck charm either. Invisible? You don't even know how to pronounce English words. I mean, who does? Like, we just make it up as we go along. No one's even realised that yet. Then, what do you think it is, Mr. Wright? What could a talisman like that possibly mean? It's a talisman, is it? Interesting. Invisible, English is a made-up language confirmed. Nolus, is there actually like a hint of the English U sound in it? Oops. This thing speaks volumes about who Miss Stoneham really was. Yeah, it's true, Invisible. They're all made up. This talisman and one other item unequivocally prove Miss Stonehem's true identity. Ding!
Take that!
The painting is obscured by this gravy stain at the moment. I don't know, there's something inherently funny about the fact it's covered in gravy. But this scroll shows the master of the Kurain channeling technique. The crest at the top is the sign of that honourable title. The very same crest that adorns the talisman the victim carried with her. Wait, so Donim was marrying Mia's mum all the entire time? I wasn't expecting that. This crest is reserved for the master of Kurain. Who on earth told you that nonsense? I've got no idea what you're talking about. The new master, Mayor Faye, told me. Invisible, yeah, that's totally gravy. I mean... What? You mean that acolyte is Misty Faye's Daughter? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. In fact, since her eldest daughter passed away, Mare is Misty Faye's sole successor. Ooh. Mystic Misty. Oh damn. Unlock successful. Okay, spill the tea. Mystic Elise graced us with her presence about a week ago. When she showed me the talisman with that mark on it, well, I nearly fainted. No one had seen her since she disappeared 17 years ago, after all. What is the significance of this talisman, sister? The Crane talisman is the symbol of the Master of Crane. The bearer must carry it with them, always until their death. Until their death? So Elise Donin was really Mare's mother, huh? She was Misty Faye, the master of the Crane Channeling technique. The truth comes out at last. It looks like we're making some headway here. Wait, is this going to be a twist where someone was channeling another person who's dead and that's who did the murder? Was it a ghost again? Did a ghost murder someone? Tell me, sister, after 17 years, why did she choose to show herself now? Invisible, we caught you. You did the murder. I knew it. Because something happened that caught her out of hiding. What happened? Well? What's happening? It can't be. Earthquake? Oh my goodness, the inner temple. This kind of tremor might. The inner temple? The sacred cavern in the training hall. It might very well cave in. What? Mare. Plus Edgeworth is probably having a panic attack right now. It seems to have passed. Well, we can't just stand here and do nothing. Let's go. What? Where? To the inner temple, of course. Where else? Sister Bikini, we'll finish this later, alright? Iris, the court's fined. Invisible innocent. Invisible? The bribes worked. Excellent. Of course, you're in along now. People may have been hurt. I must get some first aid kits ready. Aren't first aid kits supposed to be already ready? Like, all the time? That's kind of what they're for. I mean, it's legally what they're defined as. Come on then, Phoenix Wright. They won't bar you from entering as long as I'm with you. But thank you. Right at that moment, I had the worst feeling in my gut. We just had an earthquake. I wonder if he's alright. Phoenix is worried about his husband. You look worried. Are you thinking about Miles Edgeworth? Come on, let's go. We've got to hurry to the inner temple and... Right. Oh, here he is. What are you doing here? How could I have... How do you expect us to understand if you don't speak up? Yeah? Why am I the one getting whipped? She's gone. No. The defendant, Iris, she's
Gone. Gone where? She fled. She escaped. What? Well, that's not good. It's really not going to help our case. So it was just now during the... It's easy to see Edgeworth's one and only weakness. His fear of earthquakes. Nolus, all we could find with a hat is oddly heavy. I see what you did there, Nolus. Okay, since it's quiet, let's just... I like the fact that this is something I described as the stream national anthem implies that the stream is in fact a nation. Terry Pratchett novels aside. I should have known better than to escort the defendant alone. Invisible, it's Breland. That would be a very desolate place. It's like Ireland, but with bread instead. Invisible, why Earth quakes? Yep, as Iris said, he suffers PTSD from an incident that was featured heavily in the first game during his story arc where he stopped being kind of a jerk. Yep, I was making a reference to the Terry Pratchett novel Nation. That's right, Nolus. Yeah, basically, he was trapped in a lift. Basically, during an earthquake, he was in a lift with his dad, a random court bailiff. And yeah, they got trapped in the lift. The bailiff started going a bit crazy. He grabbed the nearest object, which turned out to be the bailiff's gun, and threw it. And he believes he accidentally got his father killed when the gun fired. But what actually happened was his father's rival, Manfred von Karma, who was his adopted father and Franziska's father, wandered into the lift in a daze because his father had just not beat him in court, but just ruined his spotless record. Just sort of decided to pick up the gun and murder him, and then let poor little Miles think he did it. Yeah, and that was the entire thing at the end of the first game, or was until the DS port, which is of course the first time it showed up in an English-speaking country, which added an entire extra case to use the DS's features. But yep. The point is, he has a reason for being scared of earthquakes. Rooted in childhood trauma. As soon as the ground started shaking, everything went dark before my eyes and I stupidly passed out. That incident haunts you to this day, doesn't it? That's no excuse for letting the suspect get away. I can't believe I let it happen. Right. The inner temple area is a dead end, so she could have only escaped to this side. We haven't seen her. And we need to get a manhunt underway now, and search Eagle Mountain from top to bottom. Wait, Edgeworth. Have you thoroughly checked the inner temple yet? Don't be ridiculous. Why would I? The inner temple is like an island. There's no way to escape but to cross. No, that's not it. Iris isn't the type of person to run away, Edgeworth.
What are you talking about? Sister Bikini mentioned something when we were with her. She said that the sacred cavern might have caved in because of the quake. Then you might think Iris might have gone to the inner temple to check on the situation. Listen, Edgeworth. I'm sure she's at the inner temple. A manhunt is not necessary. Right. Let's not waste any more time. We need to get to the training hall's sacred cavern now. Alright, let's go. February the 9th, Inner Temple Training Hall. Fortunately, the sacred cavern hadn't caved in, but what we found was something none of us could have ever expected. That's a lot of logs. How can there be even more logs? What is the meaning of this? Invisible, use a hammer. I think these are sort of like magical spirit logs, so you can't really hammer them. Iris? Iris, please tell me what the hell is going on. Oh, yep. Could you use a spirit hammer? A hammer that gets you drunk? Or hammered, if you will. Yes, very funny, Iris. This is going to be really confusing on the VOD on YouTube, with no one able to see the chat. That's right, and Fist saying the chat's for nerds. Not like the cool people on YouTube. You should totally like, comment and subscribe. Also, sorry, I think I just need to rinse my contact lens. When this pair is... Yeah, I thought it was quite a nice plug and visible. I think when I'm done with this set of contact lenses, I might switch to like daily cosmetic contact lenses. Whoops. Yep, that was a beautiful segue. I think so. Oh, do you remember Segways, the personal transport devices? They were a big thing for a while and they just sort of disappeared. There we go. Eyes are purple again. Anyways, February the 9th, Inner Temple Training Hall. Right, is this what Goddo was talking about? Yeah, the trick logs. Now then, Iris, please remove these at once. Mr. Edgeworth? I'm afraid I can't. Has Iris been replaced by Evil Iris? Because she's doing that sort of downwards head tilt thing.
It's not possible for me.
What? During the earthquake, when the cavern was in danger of caving in, Iris escaped. And I know there was only one lock when I last came here.
Yep, Nolus, there's 5 locks now. So, you're saying you can't undo the new locks?
Yes. If only I was stronger. Edgeworth, how are you feeling? You look a little pale in the face. Like you'll want to talk with your face all green.
Miles Edgeworth, go and get some air. I'll watch over the suspect. You go and get a grip on yourself.
Don't be ridiculous. I'm perfectly... Ugh.
There's no telling what sort of mistakes you could make in your current state. Go and get some rest. That's your only concern now, Mars Edgeworth.
Do you reckon she said this to him when they were growing up as well? Like, always addressed him as Miles Edgeworth. It'd be like if growing up I always addressed my little brother as Ashley Brioche. Actual surname withheld. Understood. I'll handle the investigation in the garden. You take care of things here. Edgeworth. He's got so much pride that he's probably off crying in a corner of the garden.
Pride is simply another trap that hinders us in our lives. That said, one must have pride to be effective on the job. At any rate, it seems that this is where we part ways, Phoenix Wright. I'm going to stay here and see if I can't help solve these bothersome puzzles.
I see. Well, thanks for your help. Now then, do you mind if I ask you a few things, Iris?
Nolus. Iris, we need the door's date of birth, social security number, mother's maiden name, childhood pet, and first car.
How do we get a car up here?
No, I just mean the make and model. Don't know why I've asked her suddenly started sending me emails. No, not at all.
Why'd you make a run for it, Iris?
I'm sorry. I heard the inner temple had been severely shaken by the strong earthquake we had. I was so worried I just had to come and see. In other words, he didn't run away to escape the law. At least we're clear on that. I can't tell you how relieved I was when I saw the sacred cavern was alright, but... But what? Then I saw these chains here. I saw all these extra locks that someone had to put on the sacred cavern's door and... Who in the world would do something like this? These trick locks are a sacred treasure of the Korean tradition. There are hundreds of ways to set them. That's why only the person who set the lock can open it. And you aren't the one who sets these locks.
I don't think it's that simple, Franziska von Karma. When we were here the first time, there was only one lock. But now somehow, there's 5 of them.
What does that mean?
It means that someone wanted to secure the place even more. And they wanted it secure it before you got here, Iris. Presumably because they wanted to make sure Maya couldn't get out. This means that Iris can only open one of these locks. The first one.
Yes, that's correct. What?
Iris, try to think, please. Isn't there any way around this?
Well, like I said, There are hundreds of different ways to set these locks. I suppose if I went through every combination with each one I could remove them. But it will take time, won't it? Yes, about a day if I had to guess.
A whole day?
Well, that's better than leaving the locks in place. Will you do this for us? Sure, I'll do whatever I can.
We've got to wait another day. Hang in there, Mayor. You're going to have to call in your inner strength now. You know what, Iris? There's still one thing I don't quite get.
And what might that be? Phoenix, right?
I think it's obvious. Iris, on the night of the murder, where were you? Please, Iris, don't give me that look. You told us that you were in your room at Hazakura Temple at the time of the incident, but you were seen that same evening at the inner temple. And then, you were spotted at the scene of the crime in Hazakura Temple too.
Being spotted at both Hazakura Temple and the inner temple is as if you were.
Well, Iris, I think it's about time you told us the truth.
Okay, so is the twist that Iris is actually like a repentant ghost of Phoenix's evil old girlfriend, and she's been in multiple places at once because she's been able to possess both Pearl and Maya while they were in different places. Invisible? The truth? You can't handle the truth. I see what you did there.
I knew it. There's something going on here we don't know about.
Okay. An hour and 10 minutes, so I guess I'll just try and break this cyclock and call the stream there.
I think it's time you told the truth about what you were doing on that night. You said you were in your room at Hazakura Temple the entire time. Do you still claim that to be the truth?
Yes, that's where I was.
Iris, I believe you're innocent.
Oh, hey, vampire. How's it going?
That's why I want to believe what you're telling me to, but I can't. Because this person saw you somewhere else on the night of the murder.
Take that!
Yes, vampire. Be very afraid. I'm terrified. Vampires are, of course, at their strongest on sunny days like this one.
I'm talking about Sister Bikini, of course.
Sister Bikini?
Her testimony in court today was very clear.
Vampires are known for biting bread. Specifically bread. Well, that calls for one specific quote. Quote number 3. And for the benefit of anyone watching the VOD on YouTube, quote number 3 is, "Please no munchie." Vampire, you're in hiding. Yes, you do like bread too, especially dipped in the blood of your enemies. Okay. That is a bit discourteous to your enemies, but...
Last night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but Well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and return to Hazakura Temple. Sister Bikini didn't just see you, she spoke with you. You two talked about Mayor's training that night. So you see, Iris, you were there at the inner temple on the night of the murder. Dun dun dun. Invisible, you bet that bread would taste all metallic. Ruin some good bread. I know, might make them richer. Vampire, you're okay? Been a bit depressed here since the morning. How am I? Yeah, I'm not too bad. Kind of sleepy from work, but, you know, I'm just going to be streaming this for about another quarter of an hour or so. Then I'm going to get ready for D&D later. Hence the orange tiefling stripe. You were there at the inner temple on the night of the murder. That's very impressive, Mr. Wright. The acolyte's actual training was due to start after 10 o'clock that night. I left the main hall early, so I wouldn't be late. You've seen me with blue before. Are the two tieflings? No, I just felt like doing a blue stripe one day. The orange stripes specifically for my character, but the blue stripes, and I've also got violet face paint as well. That's just for the heck of it. Although I would actually like to cosplay an Azari from Mass Effect at some point. What time was that? Let me see. Vampire, violet face paint, so I dye my face purple. Well, I just paint it purple, I wouldn't go so far as to dye it. Invisible, you'd like to cosplay a Sylvari. What's a Sylvari? Let me see. It takes about 20 minutes to walk between the main hall and the inner temple. A plant person from Guild Wars 2. Neat. So would have left about 9:40 PM, I think. I'm sorry, Iris, but lying just doesn't suit you. Huh? Now you say you left the main hall at 9:40, but what you say doesn't add up with this. Okay, evidence she couldn't have left at 9:40. Okay. Take that! You yourself testified to the contrary. Don't you remember? You said you rang the lights out bell at 10 o'clock that night. Plus, only moments before you rang that bell, you were seen at the main hall by the most reliable witness I have. Who's that? Me. Okay, that was savage. Mr. Wright? We even spoke a little that evening. That's when you gave me this. Sure you haven't forgotten. No, that's right. I remember. Vamp looked up what a Sylvari looks like. Oh, you see an invisible players one. I don't know. Well, I can't really bring up an image at the moment, but I'm going to assume they look cute. And that brings us to another puzzling fact, Iris. At 10 o'clock on the night of the murder, you were seen in two different places at the same time. It it's time you told me exactly what's been going on, Iris. So far, I've managed to prove two things. First, on the night of the incident, you were at the inner temple. And second, at the exact same time, you were ringing the bell at Hazakura Temple. Fam, you can confirm it's a cute character. Fair enough. There's only one possible explanation for this apparent impossibility. There were two of you. Yep, calling it ghosts. On the night of the incident, you were seen in two different places at the same time, which means there must have been two of you. I can't think of any other explanation, Iris. But that's crazy. How could that be? There's only one of me. Okay, the game's frozen up a bit there. Oh, invisible for us on Discord for me. Thank you. Alright, I accidentally started Firefox and that's making things go a bit screwy. Okay, can you hear me? Sorry about that, I lost the connection for a bit. Am I back yet? Yup, okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Don't know what happened. Alright. Windows is trying to do stuff. Notice you can see a brief slight noise from the mic. Okay. Vamp, your secret olive oil pouring saved me. Thank you, olive oil. I really should see if I can cut the noise out of my mic. Anyway, where was I? There's only one of me. It's impossible. Well, that's not true. There's an Iris in the chat right now. Impossible? I wonder. The way you're trembling certainly seems to suggest otherwise. You're seriously trying to suggest there's more than one of me? Then show me the evidence. Show me the evidence. Show me something that proves there's more than one of me.
prove there's more than one of her. Ah yes. Larry saw you flying. You cannot fly. That proves it. Mr. Wright, when you said there was another me, I was kind of expecting someone who looked like me, you know?
I guess so.
In that case, are you saying I look like this person?
Well, I can't say with 100% certainty, but
Can you show me something you're 100% certain about then?
I really need to get back to the bottom of this. Iris is determined to hide something from me. I can't drag it out of her unless I show her some irrefutable evidence.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I don't mean to be uncooperative, but you're seriously trying to suggest there's more than one of me. Okay.
I don't think I have enough evidence yet. I should investigate and gather more clues before I try again.
Okay, so I guess I need to find evidence there's more than one of her. And we're just coming up to an hour and 24 minutes, so we'll call the stream there. So, yep, thanks everyone for dropping by. D&D is in an hour and a half. Wait, no. 1 hour, sorry. I'm just gonna, obviously, get the rest of my tiefling costume on. But in the meantime, I'll just find someone to read. Who do we have live? Okay, Kibi's playing Mass Effect. Oh, glad you enjoyed the stream, Jan. And see you're invisible. Okay. Oh, haven't raided B-Boy Gauge for a while, so... Right. Right, how is Gauge spelt again? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, B-Boy Gauge is playing Ghost of Tsushima. Obviously, the D&D stream's going to be on Nick's channel. Well, his YouTube channel. So you can find a link to that there in the chat. And of course, you can set a reminder for it. Hopefully I'll see you all there. But either way, have a lovely weekend. Kara, sorry, we're just finishing up and raiding. But how you doing? Oh, shout out for Kara, actually. And the raid's about to automatically go through in a few seconds, so not much to say. Keep an eye out for more news about my cosplay on Twitter. And just generally have a lovely weekend. Ready in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. And if you're watching this on YouTube, like, comment and subscribe.